Because if you don't know your value and you don't own your value, you don't recognise your value, and you're not owning it out there in the marketplace, whatever that looks like to you, then it won't matter how good the marketing coach is, you're not going to be able to go beyond your current baseline level. You might have some spikes, but what you need to do is you need to raise that level. You're at that point where you're ready to raise your personal brand. You raise just how valuable you are in your work, whether that be in business, in a job, to have the people around you recognise just how valuable you are. Maybe you've already spent a fortune on marketing coaches and other coaches and haven't got the results. You're going to enjoy this episode because I'm going to teach you what is most important before you waste any more time, money.
I'm Hawkins, and this is Sport is Life. The purpose of sport, as I see it, is to see your vision become a reality. Find your voice, create strong connections, and learn to trust your body.
If you're in business, you just want to raise your personal brand from maybe even a corporate perspective, before you dive in to investing in another marketing coach, do you know your value, and is your value coming back to you with people recognising it, with people showing you care around the value that you bring? Are they reciprocating the energy? So what I mean by that is, when you are giving out value in certain situations, particularly with certain people, are those people bringing energy back to you, either giving in a way of reciprocity, in terms of action, in terms of words? Sometimes that energy involves a transaction of some sort. Monetary, obviously, is the one you're looking at in business. Because if you don't know your value and you don't own your value, you don't recognise your value, and you're not owning it out there in the marketplace, whatever that looks like to you, then it won't matter how good the marketing coach is, you're not going to be able to go beyond your current baseline level. You might have some spikes, but what you need to do is you need to raise that level. The best example is how many sports people who earn so much money and then they end up squandering it. How many at the end are actually left with a significant amount, given just how much so many of them earn? There's usually people are celebrating those ones who have done a great job and have really looked after their money, because they are rare. And the same will be true for you. And I know this from experience because I've invested tens of thousands of dollars in coaches, specifically marketing coaches, people who promised lead generation, promised a whole lot of different things. Now, every one of those systems worked. Every one of them. Not every one of them worked for me though. And often it was because of where I was up to on my journey, and I didn't know my value, certainly wasn't owning it, didn't know how to articulate it. And so I didn't get that return on investment in terms of the financial return that I was looking for. And that may be something that resonates with you. And actually thinking about it, the two marketing coaches that I had the best return on investment, significant return. One of them I was paying $55 US a month, and he is outstanding, and I'd still highly recommend him. I worked with him for over a year. He did have a price rise in there to start owning his value, which was fine because I was happy to pay it because the results were on the board. And another one, it was free. I signed up for another course, cost me $1,100. It's going back 10 years. And the partner in the business pivoted into something around lead generation. And that was where I was making the most was certainly getting the most leads, not making the most money because my value wasn't up to that. But I was getting the most leads, getting the most sales calls, and it was a great training for what I'm doing now. So it certainly wasn't about the investment that I made, because I've also spent nearly $30,000 on a coach that, while I learnt so many incredible things from, did not get the return on investment from a financial perspective. And I left that feeling pretty down and pretty cheated. But as time's gone on, the reality is that I for all the things that weren't delivered in that training, ultimately it came down to me and my inability to lift my baseline. And so that's the work that I've done since then. The coach I've had for the last probably nearly 5 years now has helped me do exactly that. And I've tried heaps of different systems, and they all work at different times until they don't. And then you try something else. And then you find something else that works, as long as you keep raising how you feel about your value, your belief system around your value, your confidence around your value, your ability to own your value. Go out there and share your value to the world, not from an ego perspective, but from one that's coming from a place of love and from giving. So if you're in business, or maybe you're even in a job but you want to increase your profile, before you think about investing a heap of money into another marketing coach, have a think about where you could perhaps invest in yourself. Sorry about that sun, I'm doing a horrible job of getting that glare out. How could you invest in yourself, raise that baseline of your value, and watch your value in the marketplace, how you feel about yourself, the connections that you make, and of course that financial return on investment as well. Have an awesome day.
You've taken the time to listen to this whole episode. Now it's time to take action. Commit to one thing you've learned today and make it happen. And to avoid any obstructions, join the Sport is Life movement by clicking on the link in the show notes.